We'll be moving to understanding layer in this same program in Photoshop. Have you ever wondered how people achieve such great results with Photoshop? Why there are many image editing techniques? There is one tool Photoshop professionals use with almost every project. It is called layers. Learning how to use layer is probably the most important things you can do to improve your Photoshop skills. And in our today's class, we will cover how layers work, the different types of layer, and the basics of creating and using layer. Are you good to go? Should I continue? Yeah. What are layers? You can think of layers as transparent panels of glass stacked on top of one another, which allow different parts of each layers to show through. There are several types of layers you will use in Photoshop and they fall into two main categories. These are layers here on your layer panel. Are you getting it now? You need to understand these layers. What can hold you back? The arrangement of layers or lack of understanding of how your layers needs to be placed, work on, will disturb you from bringing out a great output on the canvas. Is that clear now? Now, I want you to understand that we're going to use Photoshop according to what we have already opened. There are several types of layers, several types of layer. We might be wondering that how come type of layers again? Okay, now you will use in Photoshop, and they fall into two main categories. The first layer is content layer. The content layer. We're going to differentiate the content layer and the other layer, which is the adjustment layer. The content layers contain different types of content like photograph, text, and shape. Photograph, text, and shape. You can see text here. This is text. You understand now? This is shape. You're getting it now. Are you online now?
Yes.
And this photograph. You're getting it now. Now let's go on the adjustment layer. This layer allows you to apply adjustments to layer below them, like saturation or brightness. Adjustment layer are a type of non-destructive editing because they don't actually change anything about the original image. Are you online now? Yes. I'm just going to show you here. I guess this is the adjustment layer with this one called level 1. See it? Or we're still going to. Did you see it? I get it now. You can see it add a little effect on it. You understand now? Bringing it more lighter. You're getting it now. Now, let's continue. Why use layer? I'm asking you a question. Why use layer? At this point, you may be wondering why you even need to use layer. Wouldn't it just be easier to work with everything in your image at once? The truth is, layer gives you an amazing amount of flexibility and control because you can edit each layer independently from the rest of the image. Once you become comfortable with layer, you will use them all the time. Once you're comfortable with layer, you just be applying it, you will be toning your work, giving it some adjustment to bring out a beautiful outlook. Now let's now move to layer basic. Layer basic. You can view, create, and edit layer with the layer panel. This will generally be found in lower right corner of the screen. Although you can also go to the window layer to make sure it is turned on. Sometimes you might not see your layer here. You're getting it now. You might not see it here. You just have to go to window layer. See it here. Make sure it's turned off by this check here. Are you online now? So then each you're going to see it here. Is that clear now? Don't forget that. So don't what? Forget that. Sometimes if you not see your layers, you'll be wondering where is it? Make sure you go to the window, then select the layer. Are you online now? Now, to create an adjustment layer, if you have never used layer before, or if you never used layer, I will recommend you trying the adjustment layer first. Remember, an adjustment layer does not contain content. It simply allows you to apply adjustments to the layer below. You understand now? I getting it now?
Yes.
If you're confused, I want you to ask me questions so that I can come back to what your confusion is all about to give you more clarity. Any question? No. Now, in the layer panel, select the layer below where you want the adjustment layer to appear. Take a look. We already have a layer adjustment here, which is our level one. I will just off it. You're getting it now. I'm going to off it now. Then apply the adjustment layer. How can I apply it? You go at the bottom, click the adjustment button at the bottom of the layer panel. See it here. You come here, select it. You see it now. Font. You can see the level we used before. Let's select it. Are you online now? Are you getting it now? Then the moment the adjustment layer will appear, and you can then customize the adjustment in the properties panel. Properties panel. See the properties panel. Are you online? Is that clear now? Just because we have already used level before, I want us to use hue and saturation. Let me just delete this. Then now, return back. Hue and saturation. We're going to see the work one after the other. Can you see hue and saturation? I guess this is it here. Exactly. Now, through the property, we enable it to adjust it. Any change you will make affect every layer below the adjustment layer. See it now. You can see all the layer below the adjustment layer. Now, let me work on the hue. I sense the effect here.
Yes.
I getting it now. Let me give it saturation. It turns to what? Black and white. You understand now? That is tonic to black and white. Is that clear now? So when you want to apply a gray color on your layer, are you getting it now? Or on top of your work, you want to use it to finalize the work, you should know the work of saturation. You understand now? If you don't want the black and white to obviously have an effect on it, you don't need to go an extra mile to minus 100. You understand now? I getting it now to the 100 angle side. Is that clear now? So don't forget, we are going to talk more about using the property panels for different adjustments throughout our tutorial. Make sure you try this on your work. Did you see the action? We use hue and saturation, isn't it? Is that clear now? Now we are just experimenting the adjustment layer. Is that clear? The adjustment layer. Now let's move to create a blank layer. You want to create a blank layer. There are many times when you will want to create a blank layer. For example, if you want to draw an image with the brush tool, you could create a new layer and then draw on that layer. To create a new layer, click the new layer button near the lower right corner of the layer panel. This is it here. Did you see it now? What did you see there? Exactly. Create a new layer. You just have to click it once. It appears here. You're seeing it now. So appearing it here doesn't mean that anything you do here is staining everything. No. I want you to understand the layer. You need to understand the layers that select the one you want to work on that particular time. Doesn't mean that you are destroying the remaining layer. Are you online now? Are you getting the point now? So now I'll just have to take my brush tool, then try to experiment it with some color. Let me just try to give it some. And I'm going to change the brush exactly. I just wanted to see something. To you, I getting it now at this point. Ah, wow, I've spoiled my work. No, don't forget the layer you select determine the page you're working on. You understand now? It's determining the page you're working on. It's just as if your exercise notebook. Once you finish in page 1, you finish writing, you open the next page, isn't it? You continue writing. If you mistakenly draw this, you can maybe delete the layer. You understand now? You can delete the layer by dragging it down. Did you see it? Did you lost the remaining layers beneath it? No. So which means that you need to know which layer you select at that particular time before you apply any item on it. Is that clear now? Are you getting the point now? Okay, don't be confused. Don't be what? Don't be confused. I'll be deleting this hue and saturation adjustment layer for us to see clearly what the example we have been using. Now, how can we duplicate a layer? To duplicate a layer, there will also be some times when you will want to duplicate an existing layer. This is an easy way to try out different edits without altering the original layer. See this ring here, I'm going to duplicate it. I'm getting it now and apply it in one particular side. What it just needs to do, select where the ring is located among the layers. Select it, then duplicate it. To duplicate, right click the layer, then select duplicate layer. Right click, among the option, you see duplicate layer here. Is that clear now? Please don't forget, increase your focus. Then after that, a dialog box will appear. Click OK, the duplicate layer will appear. Please look at this. Look at this layer arrangement. Did you see? We have the ring original, we have the ring copy. You're getting it now. But you observe that no action, no effect. Yes or no? Why? It's because it's placed on the same spot. Is that clear now? So I have to select the layer and adjust it differently. Is that clear now? Are you online now? You can make it more bigger. You understand now? You can make it more bigger. You understand now? Making it more bigger, placing it, is that clear now? Placing it in some angles, you understand? That is going to suit your work. Is that clear now? And you can also reduce the opacity. I'm getting it now. I want you to gradually be going with our tutorial because you are getting to the top highest level of creativity on this particular program. Is that clear now? Are you online? Any question? No question. All what we are still doing is still understanding layer in Photoshop. We haven't started any work at all. Are you online now? Are you getting it? To delete a layer, you know I show you how to delete a layer the other time, isn't it? Exactly. I show you how to delete a layer. If this thing is disturbing you here, this going here, you can just delete it. Is that clear now? Select it. Once you select it, you drag it down here. You see that you're not seeing it there. Are you online? Are you sure? Yes. I should undo? I undo it. You can also select it and click delete. You see, it's telling you that delete the layer, ring, copy. I get to the point now. You just have to click yes. It disappear. You understand now? It disappear. Are you online now? Then working with layers. That's where we are heading to now. Almost last to the activities we need to get done right now. Please, once you're confused, let me know. There are many ways to work with layers in your files. See layers here. I'm also going to delete the one we just added. These are our layers that build and create this subject we're seeing on the canvas. Is that clear now? How many layers? Can you tell me how many layers that construct this work? Are you sure? Look at it very well. Look at it very well. How many layers? Look at it very well. Are you sure? No, don't be confused. Calm down to look at it very well. Okay, let me bring back the hue and saturation. Okay, see the hue and saturation. Yeah, how many layers? No? Calm down to check it. The layer here, don't let me disturb your brain. The layer starts from text, yes or no, end in cake. You count it. Exactly, your head is there. You're getting it now. Don't be confused. You're getting it now. Don't be confused. Normally, this program is for professionals. It doesn't mean that a starter can never be a professional. I getting it now. Don't forget, once you are with a professional, then expect that you will also be one among the professional. You're getting it now. I told you before that if you cannot beat the best, you have to join the best so that you can all become best. Is that clear now? Now, we have how many layers once again? Five. Exactly. We have the text, the wing, the level one, adjustment layer, the hue and saturation, and the cake itself. Is that clear now? So which means that we have the two types of layer, which is the what? The content layer and the what? And the adjustment layer on our layer panel. Now, we want to go on showing and hiding layer. To hide a layer, simply click the eye icon next to the desired layer. How can we click it? See the eye icon next to the layer. You're getting it now. Oh, on the work that you're displaying on the screen now, I'm going to turn off the cake layer by clicking on the eye icon. Is named layer visibility. Did you see it? Are you online now? Did you see it? It looks as if you haven't done anything. But don't forget that you are the one who turned off the layer. If you want it to show, you bring the pad by pressing it. I catch some things. Any question? Not confusion? Okay, let's continue. So now you know how to show and hide layer, isn't it? You show and hide layer. Sometimes you might be working on a layer, particular layer, and some other layer is disturbing you. What you just need to do is what? You hide it. Your head is there. You hide it. Now let's move to reordering layer. We want to reorder layer. Reorder layer. The order in which layer are stacked will determine how the document looks. There may be times when you need to change the stacking order. To reorder layer, simply click and drag the layer to the desired position in the layer panel. Take a look at it. Maybe this text supposed to be under the wing is left to you. You are the user at that particular time. You just have to what? Click it. You understand now? And drag. Did you see it now? That is how to reorder it. You understand now? Don't forget. Don't forget. I'll be selecting this cake above the whole entire layer and see what happens. So sometimes you might mistakenly hold your mouse and mistakenly drag and cover some layers that you yourself did not even know that is your hand that mistakenly drag it. Then next thing you need to do, make sure you observe your layer panel the way it is being arranged, the way you order it. Then you will understand that you are the one who mistakenly readjusted the layer unknowingly. Is that clear now? Just like what we did. You know, the cake covering everywhere now. You're getting it now. See the cake covering everywhere. You were like, where are my work? Where are my work? Yes or no? Isn't it? You may be saying, I finished this work now. How come this thing cover here? It's not left for you to look at the position where the cake is on top of your layer panel. Then you now have to what? Drag it beneath it to the position. Is that clear now? Is that clear? Don't forget, once you're convinced, you can ask me later. Are you online? Any question? Any question? Are you sure? Oh wow, I can see you increased enough focus. Now, let's continue. Letting layer shows through. In our example on the surface of the screen, moving the cake layer to the top completely cover up the layer below it. By contrast, moving the text or the wing layer to the top will still allow part of the layer below to show through. Are you getting it? Or by showing through. This is because this layer contains transparent area, whereas the cake layer does not contain. You observe the moment we select this. Are you getting it now? The moment we select this above, it covers the whole entire layers. You're getting it now. because we cannot see through it. But unfortunately, we have some of the layers there that we can see through, like the wing. You understand that? From from below we move the wing above. Yes or no? And we are still seeing it. It's still in normal position. Yes or no? It's not disorder on the surface of the document, which is the canvas. Are you online now? So, which means that it's because we see through it. I get to the point now. Don't forget that. What if we want the layer below the cake layer to show through? I getting it now. What if you want the layer, I getting it now, below the cake layer? See the layer. Now, please select this, move it above. We want all this layer now to show below this layer, and we are not going to off the visibility icon. I getting it now. I getting it now. You need to know there are many ways to do this, including changing the opacity of the layer and adding a layer mask. We will cover this option in the next class training. I getting it now. In the next class training. Are you online? Don't forget that. Editing layer. The main advantage of layer is that you can edit or adjust each layer individually without affecting the rest of the file. As we mentioned earlier, there are several types of layer you can use along with many editing tools. However, it is important to note that not all editing tools will work with all types of layers. This will become easier to understand as you gain more experience with Photoshop using editing tool. How can we use the editing tool? You can use the tools from the tool panel and the filter menu to edit layer. For example, you can use the move tool to move different layers around in your file. And in our sample, looking on the surface of the screen, we're going to be moving the wing layer towards the bottom. Now, coming, the wing layer. Where's the wing layer? See it here. Exactly now. You can't just come here and come and click because you're pointing on top of the ring. Means that you're selecting on the layer. No, you have to first come to the layer panel to select which of the layer belongs to the wing. You're getting it now before you start to move. That is it. You understand now, you select it to the bottom. Sometimes you might want to change the position of your work. Yes or no? You're not satisfied with this one. Then you want to reposition it. You want the ring to come down, then the text to be together. You're getting it now. You have to know that you need to use your editing tool like the move tool. Then select the layer that belongs to the content or items you want to move. Then you have to move it to your desired position. Are you online?
Yes.
Are you online?
Yes.
Should I write down? Yes. Selecting layer before editing. For many types of edit, the desired layer must be selected before editing. You understand now? Desired layer must to be selected before you edit it. Otherwise, the wrong layer might be edited by mistake. Please, I want you to patiently, just be consciously following up. You're getting it now. Otherwise, the wrong layer might be edited by mistake. If you use the eraser tool, for example, it will only affect the layer you have selected. It is helpful to get into the habit of checking the layer panel frequently to make sure you have the correct layer selected. Are you getting it now? You need to be checking it frequently so as you know that, am I selecting the right layer? Am I selecting the right layer? Not just thinking that because you are seeing everything on top of your canvas, you're seeing everything. Or just because you've already pointed at it here means that it has already jumped to it on the layer panel. No, if not, you'll be working on the wrong layer. Now, let's just use eraser tool. Are you getting it now? See the eraser tool, and mistakenly, I want to just wipe off. I just want to paint this. I don't want to see these couples on top of the cake. You're getting it now. And I forgot to select the layer of the cake. Not realizing that we are still on the wing. You're getting it now. Exactly now. Then, now, see. I'm not coming here. You see what happened? Is it clear erasing? No. Why? Because you're on the wrong layer. You need to be checking it frequently. Exactly now. Take a look at it. You have to now select the cake layer, then go there and see what happens. Did you see it? Did you observe now? You erase the couple. That's if you don't need them. The same thing as, don't forget, is eraser tool we use. So it erases the entire position. You understand now? Then, if you want to still make this to cover, what you just need to do is you have to use a brush tool. You understand now? Once you use a brush tool, select a color similar to this. You understand now? And try to just paint. There. Did you see it? Did you get it now? You just have to paint it one after the other. Is that clear now? Is that clear? We have not yet entered into the main work. You're getting it now? But we are entering accordingly. Is that clear now? Okay, please. What I'm trying to show you is for you to what? Be more conscious of knowing which particular layer you're on top at that moment. Are you online? Before you make an adjustment, before you move it, before you edit it, before you apply anything to it. Are you online? Any question? No question. Now, edit text. We want to edit text. This is a text here. Isn't it? Already typed. Isn't it? This is a text. I'm going to select my text tool. You understand now? When I select my text tool, I'll look what is. If you want to edit the text layer, double click the layer icon in the layer panel. You can then change the text. Choose a different font or modify the text size and color. You're getting it now. I select it. Did you see it? Are you online? Okay. So you can edit it by double clicking on this icon. Is that clear now? Even though you've typed it before. Is that clear? Not double clicking on this name. Is that clear now? Then you can just, maybe this June 21, 2020. You can just put it January. Are you getting it now? You can put it January or what? 5th. Are you getting it now? 20 what? 50. Depending on the work being asked for you to do or the one you need to get done. Exactly now. Save the date, January 5th, 2050. Exactly now. Don't forget, while our ring is here, you can also what? Return it back there. Exactly now. Is it Roger and John you want? You can change the name too. Let me put Josiah. So what should we use? Let's use Timothy. Yes or no? Timothy and John. Be more conscious of your caps lock. You understand now? Timothy and John. Are you getting it now? Don't forget. I see the way you're placing it in order. Consciously by selecting on the right layer. You can't you can't expect that you want to make an adjustment to your text tool and you're selecting maybe level 1 layer adjustment. You understand now? You need to know what you're doing before you sit down and start getting things done exactly now, even though you don't understand it. You understand now? Are you catching it? Any question? Are you confused? No. Then I'm going to go back to my move tool. I want to return back the wing to the normal position. You understand now? So you just have to select the wing first. Is that clear now? Before you move it. Are you online? And we are done. And we are what? Done. Is that clear? Don't forget, make sure you double click the layer icon for the text layer, then try editing the text. as shown on the surface of the screen. Is that clear? Any question? Are you really sure? You're going to submit your work for me? Perfectly. Just the one you're seeing on the surface of the screen. And we are done. And we are done. And we are done. It's my privilege for you to see you not missing a special class. How to duplicate? Exactly. I know there should be question. You understand now, but at least I know you're still thinking of the question, isn't it? How to duplicate? Take a look at it. Let me just use this cake as an example. You understand now? See this cake now. We can duplicate it. We right click and duplicate layer. Exactly now. And you click OK. See it. And I'm also going to show you another way of duplicating. I'm going to undo. The shortcut is Ctrl J. You understand now? The shortcut of duplicating is Ctrl J, but make sure you are also what? Open to right click and duplicate. A dialog box pop up with duplicate layer, then you click OK. You can change the name if you don't want it to reflect. Is that clear now? Then maybe let's use another cake, so that it's going to be differentiated with the previous one. Is that clear now? Are you online? Are you clear now? Any more question?
What about if you want to duplicate it?
If you want to,
Make this ring too.
this layer,
No, the ring.
the wing. Yes, the same way you duplicate this cake is the same way you have to go and select it.
It's not, I mean, like if you want to make it two in the screen.
Two in the screen, and you still duplicate, you are still going to do. Is that clear now? Let me show you how you're going to do it. Ctrl J, I'm using the shortcut. You can see. Then, drag it. Did you see it now? You have to duplicate it first before you can make it two over your work. You understand now? Before you can make it two over your work. Did you see it? Maybe you just want it to be here too. Is that clear now? Did you now understand the question you asked? Hmm? The first thing is select the layer, because you don't want to take it off from here, isn't it? You just want it to appear in elsewhere. Is that clear now? And maybe you change or you reduce the opacity, not too much. Yes or no? Something like this, isn't it? Are you online? Then it's fine. And you get it fine. And we are done. Something like this. Yes or no? Any question? Very clear? Make sure you submit your work according to the way you are questioning me. I can see you are good to go, isn't it? Your head is there. And we are done for today's class.